92.3 WIL. It is Jinglefest 2021. Remy, Casey here with Chris Janson.
Hey, how's it going?
We're doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. Just whipped into town here and love being back in St. Louis and the surrounding areas, you know, the tri-state area. So it's great to be back, and I'm a Missouri guy, so it's good to be back home.
You know, it's funny. You walked into the room. You can feel the Chris Janson energy, but you said nothing about what Casey is wearing.
I think I actually got the up-down with the eyes, which totally understandable.
Well, you guys have nice outfits on, so.
Casey is currently serving a penalty for losing the month of November in Remy versus Casey. She is Elf on the Shelf.
Right.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
We have 2 of those in our house. As a matter of fact, they showed up late this year. Mm-hmm. My son over there, who's traveling with us today, he was like, I wonder where the elves are. I guess we really haven't been good this year. I was like, no, they're coming. And then they showed up.
Yeah.
And it's been good. They've been wild all over the house. I mean, you talk about like a mess. That's a thing.
What have they been up to?
They've gotten into everything.
Yeah.
They've gotten into chocolate, marshmallows, hanging from the chandeliers, chilling in the oven, lots of things.
Who dresses you? I apparently dress Casey, so...
My wife, well, I dress me, but I do get, you know, it's like I don't really care what I wear, if I'm being frankly honest.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was up to me tonight, I'd have on khakis and Carhartts, and probably some muck boots. This is what I had on before I got here. But I always, you know, like show clothes, usually a black T-shirt, pants that are too tight, cowboy boots. I love my Bass Pro hat, but my wife, yeah.
You know, the funniest part about it is that you've been wearing a Bass Pro Shop for a hat forever.
Yeah.
And now it's like in style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like trendy.
Yeah. In fact, it's so funny. I talked to the store manager at the National Bass Pro today because we were talking about some stuff for Christmas, and he was like, "Hey, by the way, we sold out your hats. We just had to restock." I was like, "Oh, boom!" So these are my signature hats, and we do these all for conservation for charity. So all the money goes to charities that I like to work with, including like Hunters for the Hungry and cleaning up the rivers in the state of Tennessee. So that's pretty cool. And at some point, maybe we'll take it nationwide.
Gen Z, is your Bass Pro Shop hat serve a good purpose? Like
yeah,
Chris Janson?
Dude, I've been seeing. No, really, they should, because if they don't, they should. But I've been seeing these a lot. You know, we're selling these at the merch table now, so a lot of people are picking them up all over the country, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's really bizarre. My daughter was like, "Hey," I was walking around campus the other day, and I saw some kid in your hat, and I was like, "Oh, awesome!" I mean, that's how you know you've done it.
Yeah.
You know, when people are wearing your Bass Pro hat.
That's super cool. Mm-hmm. So going back to the Elf on the Shelf stuff, when it comes to Christmas traditions, well, I came to Remy this year and I said, hey, we need to make Christmas cards and send them out to all of our listeners. And he told me that that's so outdated, such a waste of time and money, but we're doing it anyway. Do you guys have any like Christmas traditions that it might seem a little bit like a little far to do, but you do it anyway just because it's Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, my youngest kid is 7, right? My youngest son is 7, and I don't know that most people would let their 7-year-old watch Christmas Vacation, but my 7-year-old and I, like, that's what we do. So we've been watching Christmas Vacation for the last 3 nights in a row, as a matter of fact, and it's not even really close to Christmas yet. And it was his idea, so that shows you what kind of parenting I'm doing.
You might say, yeah.
But we have like a lot of traditions. You know, we're a big deep fried turkey kind of family, and so we do a lot of those. And I mean, we don't really do anything far-fetched. I mean, I'm a firm believer in handwritten notes and letters, and so I do that a lot. As a matter of fact, I wrote one today. But nothing really too far-fetched. I don't think you can get too far-fetched in the spirit of giving and the spirit of giving back. I think that you go as far as you can.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
She's handwriting all of them so far. So.
I actually am.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Chris, I think that you're, like, as an artist, you're probably one of the best ones of living in the moment.
You're
right?
very kind. Thank you.
You're an amazing. And when I listen to your music, it brings me to the current moment, which Casey knows I am terrible at living in the moment. I'm either in the past or I'm in the future. Uh-huh. And so your music brings me to that moment. And listening to Bye Mom for the first time made me like involuntarily cry in my car. So thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
man.
no.
Thanks for saying that.
But I think that that song impacts many different people in many different ways. Can you take us through the story of that?
Yes, thank you. By the way, you're like the modern day Marty McFly, so congratulations on that. And
is it because of the shirt?
No, it's because you're in the future and the past at the same time.
Gotcha.
So that's a great compliment. I love those movies. But so first of all, thank you for saying that. And I'm a person who lives in the moment very much. Like I Absolutely. That's why you never really see me pecking around on my phone unless I'm buying something or something, you know, or watching a hunting video. But like try to live in the moment a lot, and so a lot of times I miss out on, oh, I should have captured that, or oh, I should have caught that, you know, because I'm trying to be right in cognizant of what's happening. But with Bye Mom, you couldn't help but be right in the moment with that song because, guys, like I was talking with a friend of mine. We actually kind of reconnected a friendship. We'd been friends a long time, Brandon, Kenny, and I. We reconnected over a Facebook post that he had made. My wife showed me about, you know, his mother was really sick and she was not doing very well, and so he made a, you know, pretty emotional post, and so it just kind of inspired me, and we started talking again pretty heavily. We started praying every day and talking every day, and inevitably his mother did pass away, which is unfortunate, but one of the biggest blessings of her legacy has been this song, because Bye Mom was created because of that. And I don't think there's any greater gift, you know, really in life, especially in the life of a song, than how Bye Mom was created, because it took that loss to create that song that was made about greater love. You know, there's a line in the song, when you realize you're somebody that somebody loves more than themselves, which is what we all want, and I hope that we all get to be the person that gives that kind of love. And so, you know, it was just stemmed from that very moment. It was stemmed from living in the moment. It was stemmed from, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning with the idea, and I just kind of wrote it down. I said, text me or call me in the morning when you wake up. We have a song to write. And that's how it happened. And I don't think we could have ever expected it, you know, being what it is, being the first single off an album, doing very well, and just connecting with people on a level that it's like just hits them right in the heart and goes, oh my God, like, what happened, you know? But we have very limited time on this earth, people, so we better live it while we can and try to just be as loving as you can. I mean, I'm talking to myself too.
How many times have you said that, though, with a song? You could have never expected it.
Not ever, really. I'm honest. I'm being honest with you, man. Like, I've never, these kind of songs, you know, Drunk Girl's probably the closest, but these kind of songs only come around like once in a lifetime. So it's not about capitalizing on it in the moment. It's about doing the right thing in the moment and making the right decisions at the moment. And so the right decision was to pick it as the first single. That took a lot of guts. I mean, frankly, you know, I'm kind of known now as, you know, you kind of agree probably, as kind of the good vibes guy, right? The guy that brings in a good attitude and plays these upbeat songs, and everybody knows these big hits on the radio. Man, I actually had like one slow song on the radio with Drunk Girl, which is a big song, and Bye Mom, I was totally fighting against it because the subject matter was so heavy at first. And I wanted this whole other thing called Keys to the Country, which you'll hear at some point when the record comes out, and it is a hit. But it was just a God thing. I mean, my wife and I pray about stuff, so we had to pray about it, and we took some time, and tell you definitively, flying through the air, I woke up and just had the answer, you know. So that's it. That's all I can tell you. I'm so glad it's the single. I'm so glad that it's connecting with people. It's changing lives, you know. It's healing.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to watch you navigate through this, like, serious Chris Janson, and then get up on stage and you're like,
I'm a pretty
sweating.
serious guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you guys spent time with me outside of stage of this, you would be like, who the hell is this guy? Really?
Are you asking us out on a date right now?
Nope.
Because we would go.
Nope, I'm definitely not asking y'all on a date. I'm not even inviting you over. I'm just saying.
I was still gonna be there. I was gonna go.
I'm just saying that, like, most people are genuinely shocked when they find out that I'm pretty introverted. I'm really quiet. I don't even like to talk much. You know, like sometimes, you know, I almost come off, I think, as maybe rude sometimes just because I'm so into something else. Like, it could be that stool over there, and if I find something cool about that stool and you're like wanting to have a conversation, I may just drift off to that stool.
Do you know the artist that crafted that stool?
Yeah, I know.
Signed their name underneath?
No, I don't get that crazy with it. I don't get that dumb with it. I mean, but you know, but whatever.
So do you feel like you have a soft spot coming back to Missouri?
Yes, absolutely. I played my first, you know, I grew up an hour from here. I played my first hometown concert, first they've ever had. For as best of my knowledge, I'm the first person that ever actually, you know, left Perryville and did what I do for a living. And so I'm really grateful to be that guy. And they have a big sign now and stuff. It's crazy. But I definitely have a soft spot for it because I feel the love when I come here, you know. And like, so I grew up listening to this station. So, you know, it's a big deal for me. And didn't get to go to St. Louis often. I lived here when I was a baby and then grew up, you know, a little bit south. But you can still pick up this station, and you know, and then all the secondary markets below you guys were always trying to be you guys, and so it's just pretty cool to be involved with it. And I mean, WIL. I mean, isn't that St. Louis? Like that's what people know.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Well,
cool.
Chris, I know that, I mean, we could sit here and talk to you for hours.
Well, I'm a dictionary and I got a lot of stories. My kid's doing the floss over there. You want to hear a funny story real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Before we get off this,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I was in a show this one time a few years ago at a festival, and they had this big to-do beforehand or whatever, and I was part of it, and this kid came up, and they were a pretty grown kid, like a old enough to ask a question and be relatable, probably 15, 16, and this girl walks up, she goes, first thing she says, she goes, "Hey, do you want to floss with me?" And I'm 35, I'm like, oh my God, disgusting, no. So,
Get away.
No. I was
Security?
like, before it was a thing, right? Before it was really a thing. And I was like, ooh, no, that's what I said. And the dude who was working with me at the time, Robbie, great guy, he hit me on the shoulder, he's like, dude, like, she means like the dance. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I totally didn't mean to be a dad right then, but I can't help that. 4 kids later, it's part of the deal.
There you go. I'm just doing it right now.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing it. Yeah, no, everything's great. Chris, we got to let you get out on stage tonight. Rock Jinglefest. Thank you so much for your time. And,
I'm proud to be here. Thank you guys for having me, and thanks for the time, and thank you, Elf, and thank you
You're welcome.
so much.
Of course.
Have a good show tonight.
Thank you.